right, I am going to show you how to create a quick Google form for documenting parent contact while you are taking on this distance learning endeavor. So what you're going to do is you're going to log into your Google Drive. Of course, that is with your iBaldwin account. You can get to that through your My BCBE portal as well. Once you're in your Drive, you're going to click on the big plus sign for New, scroll down to More, and then click Google Forms. So you've got the shell of your form already started here. Let's go ahead and title it. Okay. Now notice that it did not change the title up here, which is really important. That's how you're going to find it back in your Google Drive. But if you just click on Untitled Form, it's going to automatically populate that to whatever you've named it down in your actual form. If you plan on using this often, I would highly recommend starring it. When you star it, it makes it super easy to find in your Drive. If you go back to your Drive, you have a starred section right here, and you'll be able to find it a lot easier. So let's start. You can tell that it already gave you one question, and it defaults to multiple choice as the type. But let's start with, say, the date. Notice that Google is very intuitive, and it reads what you're writing as your question, and it chooses what it thinks the question type you need. So it's chosen date here. You can leave it be. You can change it to short answer if you'd rather type in the date, but that's not necessary. All right. You can make that required if it's something that you're afraid you'll forget to answer, but you don't have to make it required. So let's go ahead and add our next question. You come over here to the plus sign, and let's put student's name. Now, it has already decided that you're going to type in that answer. You can leave it that way if you want to be able to just type in the kid's name. That's perfect. Or if you'd rather, you can choose a drop-down question and go ahead and populate your entire roster so that you're just having to choose it from a list. So you could do Billy, Johnny, Tammy, Susie, and just continue on. Again, you can make it required if you would like to make sure you don't submit it without the student's name. All right, let's add another question. Let's do communication type. So it read it as a multiple choice. I would probably change that to a drop down. So I just select it from a list. Maybe you communicated through email, phone, Zoom, FaceTime, and any other types of communication that you anticipate using with your parents. Maybe you use ClassDojo or something along those lines, Seesaw, whatever the case may be. But you just want to be able to document anytime that you have had any kind of communication with parents during this time. So again, you can make it required. You may want to, choose to put, the parent's name, whether you're talking to the dad, the mom, the grandma, whoever that may be. But of course, that's up to you. The last thing I would definitely make sure to do is notes. Notice that it shows paragraph, which is perfect. That gives you enough space to write however much you want. So now you've got your form completed, but what you see right here is just the editable version of this. You can't input any data from this screen. So you've got a couple of different options. You can go up here to the eyeball, which makes it a preview, which makes it where you can change it. So when we talked to Billy's parents on the phone, okay, and then just click submit. Notice that it gives you another option to submit another response. So maybe you're sitting down at the end of the week and putting in all of your documentation at one time. You could just click that button again. But what I want to show you is if we click submit another response, what I would probably do if I'm going to be using this form often is I would take this link right here and I would save it to my bookmarks. So bookmark this tab, parent communication, it's on my bookmarks bar, and then just click done, and then it'll show up here. And you can just click back to that one each time. Or you can go into your drive, find it in your starred, and just remember to go to the eyeball. So now you notice that it has a response. When I go back to the drive version, the editable version of this form, I have a responses tab, and it shows me a summary of my responses, like in a quick visual representation. I can go by question, or I can go and see individual documentation. But what's really great, and let me actually go back and add a couple more just so that we have a little bit more data to work with. So this time I talked with Johnny. Okay, I have just a little bit in there. So if I go back, excuse me, when you go back to the drive version, the editable version, if you click on this green button, it's going to create a spreadsheet that'll take all of the data that you've input over that period of time and put it onto one spreadsheet. And then you can filter it and sort it in different ways. So you can see that this is going to just put it in by timestamp. But if you wanted to look to see, maybe you have a full spreadsheet of information and you're trying to get to Billy's communication, you could go in and sort that sheet by that column C, and it'll put all of the names in order. So I would have all of Billy's here, then all of Johnny's, and then all of Susie's all together. Or if you wanted to sort it by date, you could do that as well. Anyhow, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.